the 200 episode will be more of like bridging that gap between the previous videos that you were doing, like on the fly, like the one that you're doing right now. But then also explaining how moving forward, you're still gonna do what you do, which is on the fly. If you got ideas or whatever the case might be, you're still gonna do it. Like right now, what we're doing. But you're gonna have that twist to it, where moving forward, you're gonna start doing different series, breaking down different part of your life, different agendas that you have, different goals, so that way they can kind of get to know you on a personal level, or in a more polished and clean cut version. So if they just want to like binge watch all the other videos, they can. But if they want to watch like different breakdown series about your life and business, this is what the 200 episode comes about. You know, and I feel like that's a way to kind of like, because the 200 episode is all it is. It's a gap episode.
It literally, it's a gap. It's a gap episode. And
I feel like it doesn't gotta be polished.
No,
you know,
not at all.
Not at all.
Okay, we need your help. Episode 200. I'm excited. I'm sitting here with my man Abe. Say what's up, Abe.
How you doing?
Abe is leading our growth initiative. So we're sitting here trying to plan out our episode 200, and for the last probably 30 days, I haven't recorded anything, and so much has happened in the last 30 days. And one of the things that we're trying to brainstorm is like, what's next? What's the next phase of this content? You know, getting to episode 200, like if you would have asked me last year, I would have never thought that I would have been this consistent with just documenting the business journey. You know, documenting the business journey, but I know that it's not enough. It's just not enough. And Abe is really giving me some insight on like, what really needs to happen is we need to really get some content that, so you as the viewer, if you are, you know, if you want to explore this idea of acquisition entrepreneurship, agencies, like building businesses, you need more. You need more. There's a lot of voices that are out there that, you know, are saying so much stuff, and my goal is to be able to give content that is a signal, meaning that it's real. It's not just theory. Like you're literally following me on this journey. But most importantly, one of the things that Abe and I were talking about is when I'm doing like this, I call it fly on the wall content or companionship content, that I don't get a chance to really expound on some of the gems that I'm dropping as I'm going. And what we're going to be working on now, what's the next phase of this, is really adding more depth to the content. We're going to do that through series. We're going to launch different series. So be on the lookout for our next series. Probably, what do you think, in about a week or two? We should have our first one? Okay. So you heard it from,
you know, just in a week or two. So we just noticed that like there's a lot of seasons, and you know, we're trying to find a way to condense that in a short period of time and have like about like 3 episodes that talks about different parts, like for example his life, the different business experiences, the art of making a deal, why vlogging, right, it's really important for business and entrepreneurs, right, those type of stuff. So kind of making a more condensed version that, you know, it just really gets the point across.
And to be honest, I was really opposed to, you know, and I actually did an episode on this. I was really opposed of playing the algorithm game and being the quote unquote content creator, and you know, because I was a purist, to be honest. I was a purist about just documenting the whole process. But the reality is, you have to play the game if you want to be in the game. Like, you got to play the game. You got to know the rules. So I spent some time like really like looking at the game and kind of how to structure things. And I'm going to begin to play that game. I'm going to play the game now that I have, you know, support, I have a partner that's going to help. That was pretty much the main thing. So sometimes we underestimate the strength of the algorithm, but at the same time, the strength of the message and the strength of, I really believe in this move in terms of the documentation process and it being, more normalized than just being an anomaly or a one-off. The main thing, the main thing that's really important to me is the fact that I don't want to dilute myself. I want to be me. That's the whole point of being on the internet. You see a lot of people that are creating content, and what happens is they lose themselves in the process of creating content. Last year, I think it was last year or the year before last, there was this moving trend of YouTubers that were just quitting. We're talking about some of the biggest channels on YouTube. They were quitting. They reached a level of success and they just said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Basically, when you boil it down, is the fact that they lost themselves in it. So Abe's here, so we're about to get busy. He got all his equipment and everything.
Let's get it.
So this is it. This is gonna be, this is gonna be an interesting journey. I'm gonna be straight with you. How can I put this? I'm not a person to be on camera. Like I know I'm talking to you like this, but I'm not the person that wants to be out in the front and be that person. Like, that's not my personality. I know there's a lot of you that are watching this right now. It's like, I would never put myself, like, definitely don't want to do it. So one of the things that people are afraid of is public speaking. And this is a way to really hone that skill and hone that gift and putting yourself out there. And what I'd like to say is for people is, even if you don't post it, get into a habit of just documenting yourself for your own records. Just do it for you. I always say that. People are like, I would never post my stuff on YouTube or whatever the case may be. I just say, just do it for yourself. Get into the habit. So that way it stacks up and you have it. You have it for, and then one day, you never know, you might want to release it, or, the thing that you're working on, you end up blowing up and they want to do a documentary film about you. You have all this footage that you've been stacking. So document. And we call this meta content. What's cool about it is it's meta content because it's the content behind the content behind the content.
Yeah. It's like this, I don't know, man. It's like scripting. Content creation is really like a full-time job.
It is. It is. That's usually a lot of people do. So it's because doing the vlog, as much as I love doing the vlog, and it's probably a little bit more comfortable for me to shoot what I call fly on the wall content, and just as I'm going from thing to thing and doing stuff, doing this type of content, these series allows me to really
more of like, before you move to that big jump of like creating big interviews and interviewing all these CEOs, it's like kind of like, okay, build that personal brand where it's like, this is who you are. This is what all these seasons actually even mean.
Yes.
Because I feel like there was like, because I was looking at it, because you know me, I look at it from like from like a very millennial point of view. Because I grew up like in a social media space, so I'm looking at all the videos and it's like, okay, he's posting. I like the content because I find values in it too. I watch it myself. But it's just like there was no like, okay, it's so random. You know what I mean? It's random. It is. But it is what it is. That was the whole point of it. It's the randomness. It's the it's the phases of the different entrepreneurial phases. But I'm like, and that's why I was like in my mind, I'm like, to go from that to like a polished content where you're sitting down with CEOs and you doing a proper interview, that's a very big jump. And that's why I was like, man, we gotta create that series because I feel like a series gotta condense everything you done. It's kind of getting that practice of it. Of like just learning how to like, okay, you know what, how to script. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
How to script, storyboarding, understanding like 1, 2 to 3 takes, like just learning like.
So I'm sitting here at the coffee shop about to get into editing episode 200. This is a big milestone, and I wasn't that celebratory of it. I mean, I'm happy, I'm excited. When I did episode 100, I was like, I was just excited to be able to make it that far and being that consistent, because that's what we're optimizing for, is consistency. And because we were consistent, now we're starting to see growth. And that's what I really wanted to bring you on the inside of episode 200 to see the behind the scenes of the growth that's happening and the layers that are unpeeling. And this is what it really looks like when you're building something from zero and making it into something, making something out of nothing, and being able to capture it all in real time. So if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. I don't take it lightly. With that said, I'm out. Peace.